to figure out how to express fractions using the pattern block manipulatives. So before you begin, you want to make sure that you define your whole. So I would probably tell my students that this hexagon, this yellow hexagon is one whole. And then I might ask them how many red trapezoids make one yellow whole, because you want to make sure that they know that 2 red trapezoids cover the same amount of area that 1 yellow hexagon does. So 2 red trapezoids is equal to 1 yellow hexagon, but you want them to put it in fractions, so 2 over 2 is equal to your 1 whole. Then you could also make it to where you could ask them, okay, so if 2 red trapezoids equal 1 yellow hexagon, how many blue rhombuses equal your 2 red trapezoids? So then they would have to see that 3 equal that. So 3 out of 3 blue rhombuses equals 2 red trapezoids, which is equal to 1 yellow hexagon. Okay? Then another thing you could do is by defining your new whole. So I might define my new whole as 2 yellow hexagons. So one is not equal to 1 yellow hexagon anymore. 1 whole is 2 yellow hexagons. So I might ask them, how many red trapezoids, or what is the fraction equivalent of 1 red trapezoid compared to the new 1 whole? So they would have to tell me that this 1 red trapezoid is equal to 1/4, because they should know that 4 red trapezoids is equal. Okay, and then you would probably want your students to write the fraction and make sure they can explain it to you, so that you can assess their knowledge. So they would want to explain how, you might want to ask them, how do you know that the fraction is 1/4? And they should be able to tell you that because 4 red trapezoids are equal to 2 yellow hexagons, which is your 1 whole. And then you might wonder why a student might say that 4 rhombuses is equal to 1 1/3. So they might think that this one possible answer our student might say is 1 1/3, but you need to make sure that they know that the whole is 2 yellow hexagons and not 1 yellow hexagon. So be prepared for that question from a student, because they're misunderstanding the idea of the whole. Okay, and then another way that you could use these pattern blocks by fractions is asking, if this is your whole, then how much is this? Then your student should be able to say that your blue rhombus is equal to 2, because this is 2 over 1, which is equal to 2. As a teacher, you should make sure, as you're explaining this, that you are intentional about your questioning. So you might want to use an index card and have your hexagon and everything labeled out with your intentional questions, like how do you know that the fraction is 1/4, and why might a student say that 3 rhombuses is equal to 1/3, because they're misunderstanding the whole.